Hello YouTubers, my name is Cliff and thank you for tuning into another one of my videos. This video I'm going to call This Work is Too Easy, Part 1. The reason for the title is because I'm proclaiming that all world governments, the head of governments mainly, are controlled by a sanction of rulers above them. In other words, everybody has a boss, and our governments are not controlled by the people. They're actually controlled by other organizations above them, and it's like they don't have anything to do, really. They just take their information anytime they have a public display of what they are to proclaim in the public arena. They just read in documents that are handed down to them from their superiors. Okay, this lady is, I don't even know her name. I'm going to show you a video clip. She attended Agenda 21 back in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro when it came out. And as she was listening to the people speaking in the meetings, she noticed that all the speeches sounded so similar she could barely tell them apart. She proclaims that they had different speechwriters, but I doubt that to be true, according to what I've witnessed throughout my education of what's going on all around the world with people that control us through banking systems, education, governments, like I said, the police state, our police officials, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to let you listen to this lady, and then right after that I'm going to show you two politicians saying a speech, and it's from another video, and you'll get what I'm getting at about their work is too easy. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars for doing basically nothing.
It didn't matter which nation was getting up. So to answer your questions, yes, everybody. All the third world nations were talking like that. All the ones that I listened to, yes.
When the people from Africa were giving their big "Let's rob the USA blind" speech,
yes, that
what
one.
did you get a sense of the political orientation of Gambia versus Zaire versus Botswana versus Kenya
everybody.
versus everyone? It was exactly the same.
Everybody had the same talking point.
So if you listened to what they said, then you would draw exactly the same inference about the culture within Nigeria and Chad and so on. You would not know that they were different in any way just from listening to what they said.
From that
right?
point of view, yes.
Okay.
There is a great deal of difference between the cultures in Africa.
Sure.
There's a genetic diversity there that far outperforms the Caucasian genetic diversity. They're extremely diverse from each other. Cultures and languages are extremely diverse. No, there was no diversity in those speeches. They were identical, as far as I could see. They were not literally identical. They were all written by different hands and speechwriters. But they all contained the same talking points. And they were so close together that I wondered if they'd all made notes beforehand. It was obvious that there was one source.
Well,
yes?
Yeah, to follow up that, I mean, it was almost as if there was an orchestration.
Absolutely orchestrated. 100% certain.
Did you ever look into that? Or
I didn't have to. It was so obvious.
Who was orchestrating?
I'll tell you, yes, I think you'll be able to put it together from my eyewitness account of the next part of this. Yes, because I wouldn't have known just by sitting there who actually did this, but then I was invited to some government visits where the United Nations was designing the fate of entire countries, so I can tell you with some certainty.
You think she was bluffing about the one source part? Watch this clip.
The world judged the Iraqi regime was a dangerous aggressor. In the interests of world peace and regional security, the community of nations required Iraq to surrender its offensive arsenal, its chemical and biological weapons, and abandon its nuclear weapons program. Iraq agreed to comply.
The world judged the Iraqi regime to be a dangerous aggressor. In the interests of world peace and regional security, the community of nations expelled Iraq from Kuwait, required Iraq to surrender its offensive arsenal, chemical biological weapons, and to abandon its nuclear weapons program. Iraq agreed to comply. Iraq's continued defiance of the community of nations presents a challenge which must be addressed.
Presents a challenge which must be addressed. It is inherently dangerous
to allow a country such as Iraq
to retain weapons of mass destruction, particularly in the light of its past aggressive behaviour.
If the world community fails to disarm Iraq, we fear that other rogue states will be encouraged to believe that they too can have these weapons, these most deadly of weapons, to systematically deploy international resolutions, and that the world will do nothing to stop it.
That is the ultimate nightmare, Mr. Speaker, which the world must take decisive and effective steps to prevent. Possession of chemical, biological, or nuclear weapons by terrorists would constitute a direct, undeniable, and lethal threat including to Australia and its people. The world has tried for years other means, but so far to no avail. We cannot walk away from the threat that Iraq's continued possession of weapons of mass destruction constitutes to its region and to the wider world. In the final analysis, Mr. Speaker, the absolute conviction of the government is that disarming Iraq is necessary for the long-term security of the world and is therefore manifestly in the national interest of Australia.
In the final analysis, disarming Iraq is necessary for the long-term security of the world, to the collective interests of our historic allies, and therefore manifestly, Mr. Speaker, it is in the national interest of this country.
In watching this video clip, you should be getting the chills. You should be getting the chills to understand the people that are controlling you. Here's two people that control two separate countries. Prime Minister of Australia and Prime Minister of Canada. These are superpower countries, and their speeches are covered by one source, one plan, one agenda. Are you not getting it yet? These people are planning to rule the whole world. This one I could have named, like my other videos, Who Knows Us, Who Sees Us. These people are going behind closed doors and coming out with this filth of what they want us to see, what they want us to change our way of life into. Why do you think you can't understand why politicians do what they do when they say they're not going to do this and they're not going to do that and they're going to do this and they lie all the time? And when you get upset with them, you just pull in the next guy that has the same agenda as the first. When are you going to wake up and see that all these things are going on? The Lord told me these things. I couldn't get this on my own. Showed me what was happening. And it's written in the book that all the kings will give all their power to one. The Lord is about to bring down these demonic serving people. Jesus is real, you find him. Okay, before I let you go with this video, let me bring up a couple more topics before I let you do that. America is going through a new healthcare system with Obamacare, with the confusion of it not operating properly, the website, which is a complete farce. If you think that with all the technology out there nowadays that they can't get a website to work appropriately with a website, the technical ins and outs of the programming of a website isn't as difficult as a cell phone, and you're going to try and tell me that the government can't get a website to work properly. You got to be. I don't want to call anybody names about how foolish they got to be to think that this is real, that they can't get it working. But come on. And this another farce about all these other countries, in the Middle East about mass weapons of mass destruction. Let's go on the topic of whether they have them or not, which isn't my view or importance of my view. My topic here is if they wanted to have them, they should be able to have them. Not on the basis that one country should have whatever it is they want as far as weapons go. What I'm saying is the technology again isn't way out there to the extreme. Why the Americans can make the nukes and for over 70 years now, and other countries can't. Come on, dollars and cents. If you got the money to pay for it, you're going to get it. That's plain and simple. It's not about you can't get the technology. All these other countries can't get the technology to have nuclear technology. Are you kidding me? People, come on. Just like they're trying to tell you that there's no cure for cancer, and they've been fighting against Gershon and Brzezinski all these years. You people gotta understand these people are trying to keep you where you are and bury you. They're trying to bury you, and the last step is coming. The last steps are coming. They're digging your graves right now, or they're finished digging your graves already. But you don't understand that Jesus is calling you, because he said he had something promised much better than what this world has to offer. Satan controls this world, but Jesus can protect you anything from this world. So find Jesus. He's your Lord and Savior. I'm out.